Our first canine guest is actually the oldest dog on the adoption floor right now. This is Luke, and he is a tricolor Beagle. He is 12 years old. He's color-coded orange, which means he's individually average, so he's going to be one of the dogs that's more social, more easy to handle, doesn't really pull as much and things like that. But when you get an older dog, in addition to getting that dog that's a little bit more well-mannered, more manageable, easygoing, you also sometimes get a dog that has more health problems. Just because, as even with humans, we age, we incur more of those medical things. So important things to know about Luke. Luke is deaf, so he approaches the world a little bit differently. We don't treat those animals that are differently abled any differently than the dogs that have all of their senses. We've seen Bentley on the show several times. He's blind, and we've had other dogs on the show that have been deaf as well. So you just want to make sure that you're always keeping a deaf or a blind animal on a leash for their protection, because they can't, in Luke's case, he can't hear traffic or people yelling or things like that. So we want to make sure that he's safe in that regard. You also want to be more mindful not to startle him, not to approach him from the back where he can't see you because he can't hear you coming. So you want to make sure that you're right in the front and let him know that you're there. And just really paying close attention to those things like that, because they can startle more easily when you touch them without letting them know that you're there first. Other things that are going to be a concern for Luke, medically speaking, he does have some little lumps on him that will need to be monitored and possibly removed. He also has a dental grade 4 out of 4, which means he really needs to have his teeth cleaned, and that's something that happens to a lot of animals, especially older animals. So he might need to have some teeth pulled, and once that's done, he's probably going to feel a lot better. Just because sometimes it can hurt when they're eating and just be a little bit more uncomfortable for them. So you want to make sure that when you're looking at Luke, while he's a great dog and super social, very friendly, you want to read his entire medical history to make sure that you're willing to take on that financial expense of his medical needs as he continues to age. He is a super sweet dog, does well with other dogs, easy to walk, likes to be petted. So he definitely deserves a nice retirement home, but you want to make sure that you're able to, again, afford those expenses. Because he is a senior dog, he would go home for a $40 reduction in his adoption fee for being over 10. That would make him adoptable for a fee of $52.50.